Welcome back to Module 2 of Youth Counselling and Management. In Module 2, today we are going to discuss youth counseling processes and communication skills, the structured process and effective communication for guiding young people. Let's get started. In this module, learners will learn a step-by-step youth counseling processes, communication and active listening skills, emotional intelligence in counseling youth, basic, intermediate, and advanced stages of offering advice, counseling singles and youth in relationships, and finally, handling heartbreaks and emotional recoveries. Introduction. Counseling young people requires structured processes, not just giving advice. Effective communication and active listening build trust and encourage openness. Emotional intelligence helps counselors manage their own and clients' emotions. This model provides practical tools for supporting youth through through emotional, relational, and personal challenges. A step-by-step youth counseling process. We have 8 steps in youth counseling process. The first step is initial contact and referral. The intake and the assessment. You ask about background, risks, strengths. You get to know your client. Then building the rapport and trust. You start talking to build that rapport and trust. Then goal setting and treatment plan. Then you have the intervention and active counseling stage. After that, you move to the monitoring progress and review, then determination and closure. After that, you have the follow-up, which is usually optional. The process is flexible, client-centered, and respects the youth's developmental stage. Introduction. Communication skills in counseling. Why communication matter? Why is communication so important in counseling? Because communication builds trust and rapport, it encourages self-expression, it promotes understanding and problem solving, it supports emotional healing, it reduces conflict and misunderstanding. We have three types of communication. One is the verbal. You talk clearly, respectful, and calm. The non-verbal include the body language. You give the eye contact, the facial expression, the tones. Written communication is where you write notes, journals, or messages. Let's talk about active listening skill. Active listening means paying full attention, understanding the message, responding thoughtfully, and remembering details. The key techniques include pay full attention, avoid distraction. You're listening and doing another thing, maybe listening, pressing your phone, or doing another thing. You're not giving full attention and you can be distracted. Maintain appropriate eye contact. Keep an eye contact. That's you won't be pressing your phone or looking at the television and still be listening to your client or talking to your counselor. Show empathy. Understand without judgment. Ask open-minded questions. Ask open-minded questions like, how did that make you feel? Paraphrase and summarize. Confirm understanding. Make sure when the person tells you, you repeat, you say it again to make sure that you understand the person. Use encouraging responses like, I see, tell me more. Active listening make youth feel valued and emotionally supported. Emotional intelligence in counseling youth. Components of emotional intelligence include the self-awareness, Recognize your own emotion and triggers. You have to learn about yourself first. That is the first stage of emotional intelligence. Self regulation, your ability to stay calm and professional no matter the situation you find yourself. Empathy, understand and share the client's feelings. Once you make a client feel that you share their feeling, they feel comfortable. Social skills, build trust, manage relationships, resolve conflicts. Motivation, inner drive to support youth even in difficult cases. Why it matter? Helps counselors handle depression, anger, heartbreak, and peer pressure effectively. Stages of offering advice. Basic stage, young or overwhelmed youth. The basic stage for giving young or overwhelmed youth advice is give direct, simple, clear guidance. Focus on immediate safety and practical steps. Explain the why behind the advice. Intermediate stage, the developing self awareness. Explore options together. Ask guiding questions. What might happen if you choose this? Weigh pros and cons. Link advice to youth's own goal. Advanced stage, that's the matured, insightful youth. Use reflective questioning to let youth generate solution. Offer insight sparingly. Act as a facilitator. Focus on patterns, belief and long-term consequences. Counseling singles and youths in relationship. How do you counsel singles? Build self-esteem and identity independent of romance. You have to build your own self-esteem, your own self-identity without the romance life. Explore personal value, boundaries, and relationship goals. Process loneliness, rejection, or societal pressure. Develop social skills and emotional intelligence. Counseling youth in relationship include understand healthy versus unhealthy dynamic. That's the manipulation, the control, or the abuse. You have to understand the difference between the healthy and the unhealthy dynamics. Develop communication, conflict resolution, and boundary setting skills. Navigate consent, jealousy, trust, and social media pressure. Balance relationship with education, family, and personal goals. Handling heartbreak and emotional recovery. As a youth, how do you handle heartbreak and emotional recovery? Stages of emotional recovery include the shock and denial stage. That's the first stage. You are in shock and still in denial that no, this can't happen to me. No, it's not happening to me. That is the denial stage. The acute pain and emotional turmoil. You feel the pain, you cry, you do a lot, you get angry. That's the second stage. Then the third stage is you accept it that no, this thing has happened and I have to accept it and I have to process it. You accept and you start processing that it has truly happened. Then the healing and the rebuilding. You accept it that yes, this thing has happened. I have to heal and I have to start rebuilding myself. Then the final stage is the growth and integration. You grow past it, you integrate the heartbreak to your life and grow without making you without bringing you back or keeping you down. You grow. That is the final stage of emotional recovery. Counseling stages. create a safe space to express all emotion, validate feelings while challenging unhelpful thoughts. I will never be happy again. No. Encourage healthy expression, journaling, art, music, sports. Teach coping skills like deep breathing, mindfulness, and self compassion. Guide gradual reduction of contact with ex partner, including social media. Support rebuilding of hobbies, social connection, and personal goals. In conclusion, this model has taught us the effective youth counseling follows a structured, flexible, client-centered process. Communication and active listening are essential for building trust and understanding. Emotional intelligence enable counselors to manage sensitive situations professionally. Advice given should match the youth's developmental stage from basic to advanced. Relationship counseling and heartbreak recovery requires empathy, patience, and practical strategies. These skills prepare counselors to support youth in schools and communities and organizations. Questions: why is the intake and assessment Step 2: critical before any counseling intervention. What is the difference between hearing and active listening, and why does the difference matter in youth counseling? A 14-year-old comes to you, heartbroken after a breakup, and says, "My life is over." How would you apply the advanced stage of advice given? How can a counselor balance confidentiality with the need to involve parents when a youth is in an abusive relationship?